motivation and preparation led to a new sensation, new creation. That's what you're facing. Now watch my elevation.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros are the rumors that Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather are in talks for a rematch. And word on the street is this rematch could generate over a billion. So we're going to take a look at an article from Essentially Sports. It's titled Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather rematch predicted to generate more than boxers' insane 1 billion net worth. So let's take a look. It says the first fight between Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather marked an epic one-off crossover that featured an MMA fighter sharing the ring against arguably the greatest boxer of all time. If rumors are believed, combat sports fans might get to see an encore. Reports suggest that Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather will face each other in a rematch that will dwarf the money fight. And so here's a tweet from Fight Hype. It says sources at Floyd Mayweather and at the Notorious MMA are currently in talks for a potential rematch. If it happens, expect Mayweather to pocket another 9-figure payday. Hashtag Mayweather McGregor 2. And it says both Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor have always expressed their interest in a rematch. Recently, Fight Hype reported about a potential clash between Mystic Mac and the 50-0 boxer. It said the tweet said, I just read the tweet, and here we go. According to several financial experts, a second fight between McGregor and Mayweather might generate 1.2 billion. For two fighters known to make a lot of money, this figure looks good. It is also more than Floyd Mayweather's 1 billion net worth. If the rematch between the Notorious and Money takes place, the two fighters will laugh their way to the bank, although this isn't the first time for the two, as they previously fight also achieved success. As their previous fight also achieved success. And so here it says, how well did Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor do? The 2017 fight between Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor was a spectacle to watch. From the press conference to the bout, everything drew a lot of excitement. Fans of both sports tuned in to watch the unique and unprecedented collision. According to ESPN, the contest between the Mystic Man and Money generated 4.3 million pay-per-view buys and more than 600 million in revenue. These numbers place the fight second, only behind the collision between Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, which generated 4.6 million pay-per-view buys and more than 600 million in revenue. The bout between Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather entertained the fans, while Mystic Mac put his best foot forward. Money eventually stopped the Irish superstar in round 10. So that's what the article has to say. I'm going to turn it over to Trill Dollar Bill. What's your reaction to experts predicting that this fight can generate 1.2 billion, the rematch between Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather? And do you believe that?
Listen, all I can say is both gentlemen, good business. Good business. This is good business. I'm not mad at either one of these gentlemen to go out there and go get this money right here. Floyd's a businessman, and he said that's what he is. And this is great business. If they can do this fight again and make it, kudos to him. And shout out to Conor McGregor again, because that would be awesome. That would be awesome. It would be great business.
Do you believe that it will generate 1.2 billion if they fought again?
Whew. No. No. But it would definitely be up there. It would definitely generate some money up there. A little bit less than that 600 million, because times have changed and times is harder right now. And we had money and how all the hacking streaming sites are now crazy. No, I don't even see them doing the numbers that they did the last one. I think it will be a little bit under, but still, it'll still be a great spectacle. Everybody will come out and people will tune in, and it will be easy money. Great business if they could pull it off.
All right, Spirit G.
Yeah, I think that article is clickbait, because there's no way it's going to generate 1.2 billion. You know what I'm saying? The reason why, if Pacquiao Floyd, the first fight only generated 600 million, how the hell can your rematch with McGregor
I
generate
mean,
1.2?
because I know what they were saying. Sources was telling me is about the undercard that they was trying to put together. They was trying to put together some type of amazing undercard where you got Tank and Ryan on the undercard, and you got some other fights.
It still wouldn't.
Yeah, it still wouldn't.
Like, where all these fans come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, if Floyd versus Pacquiao couldn't do those type of numbers, I don't understand how you think McGregor Floyd 2 will double those figures. Outrageous, So I don't know. That was all clickbait. So, but I do believe it will generate a lot of money. I don't know why, but I get it. People hate Floyd Mayweather so much that they're probably thinking Floyd now is an old man. I would love to just see this brother just lose. So I'm willing to put all my money back in McGregor, who has been on a downhill slope in his career recently. So I don't, and not to mention Trill made a good point. The economy's not the same. Recession's hitting globally. You know what I mean? People are bootlegging more. I just don't know. It's like financial analysts or experts, whatever. Who are these experts? These dudes is hustling. Whoever these experts are, they are liars. You know what I mean? There's no way it's going to generate that.
The experts, that's Leonard Ellaby. He's one of them.
even Leonard won't lie like that to the public. That lie is so outrageous. I'm just like, come on, man. But hey, if Floyd and McGregor could pull off something that could at least, and I agree with Trill, it'll still be a success, but it's not going to generate the same amount as the first fight. And how much was the first fight? 400 million. So 600 was with Pacquiao.
Actually, I got the article still pulled up. Hold on.
602, I think. 600 both was 600. I think
the 600 was Pacquiao.
Yeah, 400 with what's his name, with McGregor. You know what I'm saying? So
how many was it with McGregor?
I think it was 400 million. So 400 million. So that means, to me, I think that fight would probably generate 200 million.
I said it did 600 million. No,
it did 600 million. I know I wasn't bugging.
It said that 4.3 million buys.
And then 4.6
generated more than 600 million in revenue, and Pacquiao generated more than 600. But here's the key to keep in mind, because I remember this: Mayweather versus McGregor cost more than Manny Pacquiao fight, so that's why 4.3 million generated more than 6 million, and with Manny Pacquiao 4.6 million buys, which is 300,000 more buys, still generated 600 million revenue.
How much was the price? It was like $80.
It was like 100, bro. I think. I remember it was like $99 for
I can't remember. So let's just whatever how much the cost is. I don't believe the rematch will generate more than the initial fight. Like if anything, maybe Pacquiao and Floyd could have did that if both gentlemen were still fighting, because a lot of people really did believe that Pacquiao had a strong chance, and then Pacquiao had that good excuse about the shoulder. So he could have milked that. But McGregor, there's no way, bro. Like, it has to just be these UFC fans are just that delusional that they just believe McGregor got this one in the rematch. He's been training this whole time and blah, 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 but I don't know. This sounds outrageous, man. This is just clickbait. I honestly believe it's a clickbait article, and we just fell for it.
1.2.
You really believe that, True?
They're gonna do 1.2 million. No, pay-per-view buys.
2 million, yeah. I believe that.
Pay-per-view buys.
TV.
1.2 billion. That's an insane number, and for whoever sat in the room and told them you guys can generate that much and they believe it, they gotta be kicking themselves in the back, because it's like it don't make any sense, yo. I honestly, when I saw, they had me on the first fight, the anticipation, I didn't know. I thought Conor was taking it serious, and this was just a whole WWE match, yo. I felt Floyd could have knocked him out, but they signed some NDAs. and he just held him to the rounds was over. So I don't know. I'm not paying for no theater fights, man. That's a
You don't pay anyways. But I'll say this though, like this sounds crazy, but whoever told Floyd that 1.2 billion is probably the same guy that now has Floyd owing what's his name?
Jake
Paul, not Jake Paul,
Logan.
Logan Paul money. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. I'm like, yo, Floyd, don't believe in these guys, man. These NFTs and the current cryptocurrency guys, man. They playing with this, man, yo. Like, where's this money coming from? I just want to know, like, can we get a breakdown of this number?
Yeah, if the first fight only generated 600 million, how the hell are you predicting it's gonna double?
Yeah.
It wasn't that good of a fight. So, however, when I think back to that fight, I do recall people who were like, "Oh, McGregor was doing good and he was beating Floyd until he got knocked down." And I can't remember. Someone was calling the fight or scoring the fight, and they gave like every round to McGregor. I can't remember who it was. And I think I remember watching it like, yo, who is this clown? Like, oh, but there was a lot of enthusiasm for what McGregor was able to do. And I just remember McGregor saying, like, give me some time, let me learn how to box, and I'll be able to beat Floyd. And he always said he wanted the rematch. And so, do I think it would generate 1.2 billion? Hell to the no. I don't think that, especially when that's like doubling basically the highest grossing fight in boxing history. Mayweather's been out of the ring since forever, and Conor McGregor hasn't really done much in a while. If anything. So what I would say is this, right? I would say they're both legends in their sport, right? Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, they're both established. That's why you see people paying money to see like these exhibitions, because you want to see the legends. And Floyd is still in good enough shape, right? And Conor McGregor is still in good shape for them to actually put on a real fight that would be sanctioned, right? And that would be more entertaining than watching these exhibitions with just the legends. So, do I think it would generate 1.2 billion? No, but do I think it could be the biggest fight of the year, the highest grossing fight of the year? Yeah, absolutely. I think it would be up there. I think if you make Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather 2, and we know that Floyd Mayweather's in a real training camp, like full-on training camp, and we know that Conor McGregor is in a full-on training camp, and they're really gonna go in there and fight, like I think that fight will arguably be the biggest fight of the year. Now, that probably doesn't generate nowhere near 600 million, but as Trill put, like 1.2 million, I think it can do like 1.2 million pay-per-view buys. Like they did 4.3 million last time, right? You brought up the hardcore UFC fans. UFC, the one thing I give them is they have good character development. It almost reminds me of like professional wrestling, the way they like try to develop like their fighters. So Conor McGregor is not just a former UFC fighter, but he's also like a character who people like really love. And some people really hate Conor too, G. So some people will want to see Floyd knock Conor the hell out, right? And then you got Floyd Mayweather, and he's a polarizing figure, and he's someone who has a large fan base, but he's also someone who has a large amount of people who want to see him get knocked the hell out, right? So, either way, some base is going to leave happy. So there are people who don't like Conor, there are people who don't like Floyd, people want to see Conor knocked out, people want to see Floyd knocked out. They're going to fight each other. And like I said, I do think that fight would generate a lot of bread, probably even around 2 million pay-per-view buys. Go ahead, G.
But we forgot the key thing, the age-old proverb: fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. People ain't gonna buy this like that, man. People aren't stupid. And if anything, it might generate 1.2 million pay-per-view illegal streams. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Like
it'll do that too, but it'll still generate the buys. G, I don't think people are being fooled, because you got to look at it like this. G, you're underestimating a lot of things at this particular point in time.
I think what you're trying to tell me is I'm underestimating these fans' stupidity, right?
That's what. Hey, G, I
There's a
will
lot of
support.
factors, G. There's a
G.
lot of factors, G. You know what I'm saying?
G, I will support the point I was going to make by saying this. There are 4.3 million people who paid to see Conor McGregor make his professional boxing debut against arguably the greatest fighter of all time.
I know they got us all. They got us all. But
At $100 a pop. Okay,
Yeah.
now hold on, G. This guy Conor McGregor isn't even like the best striker in the UFC.
Yeah, this is crazy.
And he came to boxing. So I'm not saying that fans are stupid, G, but they do stupid things. We've all done it. I've done it. I've paid.
Hatred to make you do some stupid things.
Yeah, we all buy it. Hey, look. You know, and that's what I'm getting at. So I do think that, like, G, what we saw is what we saw. But if you were rooting for Conor McGregor, you thought, oh, he had Floyd. He had him. He had Floyd. I'm telling you, bro. Give Conor more. I done had people, yo, G, you know this. You know. I done had very intelligent people. I'm having a discussion with. They say, oh, Conor's balancing this plate. He's balancing jiu-jitsu. He's balancing wrestling. He's balancing this. Then he's balancing striking. Let Conor just focus on striking. For blah, blah, blah. He will beat Floyd. That's what I've heard people do.
Give him 6 months. He'll be ready for
Bro,
Floyd.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, yo, when you talk about this fight, you tap into so many markets that it's almost like, yo, this, I think at bare minimum, this can do like 1.5, 2 million buys, because you're talking about boxing versus
that. I heard that.
And the people that got the little bit of the in their heart, you know.
Yeah, you're talking about boxing versus MMA, right? That's one thing that's going to sell, because you know people are already, like, Jake Paul's been making a living off of it. So why not Floyd in Conor, right? Then you got the brash, outspoken legend from boxing, right? And he's black. And then you got the brash, outspoken legend from UFC, and he's white. Now, to us, that doesn't matter much. But to people who got, you know, who feed off of that race baiting and people who feed off of that energy, that's going to mean a lot to them. That's going to mean a lot to them. You dig what I'm saying? So you got those groups of people. Then you have like people who, like I said, really want to see Floyd get beat up. People who really want to see Conor get beat up, right? And a lot of them people gonna come. Yo, the funny thing is, when you talk about people who want to see Floyd get beat up, that's a lot of white people and a lot of black people and a lot of Mexican people, right? When you talk about people who want to see Conor get beat up, that's a lot of Irish people, a lot of black people, right? So it's just, I'm telling you, that fight is, to me, it's going to at least do 1.5 million.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter, and please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We